I support the spirit of this bill and what it's trying to achieve, and particularly as the bill doesn't arise in a vacuum but arises from a particular background. And I've counted 6 reports alone since 2013 highlighting precarious hours, precarious jobs, leading employees to have precarious lives. We had the report from the Irish Congress of Trade Unions on May 13, regulating for decent work. Imagine they felt a necessity to have a report on regulating for decent work 100 years after the lockout. Then we had the Mandate Trade Union in 2013 found that 17% of people living below the poverty line worked in precarious jobs. Fast forward November 15, report on low pay, the Joint Oireachtas Committee, which made 28 recommendations. In 2015 we had the Limerick study, which found that 5.3% of employees had constantly variable hours. Last month, Unite published a report entitled The Truth About Irish Wages, 100 years after we got our freedom, clearly highlighting some shocking statistics, including the finding that Ireland has the second highest level of wage inequality behind Portugal when it comes to the difference between the lowest and the highest paid. And then fast forward to the 5th of July today, and we see the report Social Justice Ireland. Unfortunately, the Minister for Social Welfare has gone, because I want to quote 2 figures to him. The number of people living in poverty in Ireland has increased by more than 100,000. Bringing it up to 750, and most notably 18% of adults living in poverty are employed. That's 1 in 5 of those living in poverty are employed. The absence of a guaranteed level of regular earnings has the most serious implications for the employee. It makes it extremely difficult for him or her to have any certainty over meeting their bills, getting a mortgage or a loan, or generally planning for the week ahead, not to mind the future. I support this bill, although I do see that there will be need for some amendments in relation to it. But at the very least, it's setting out to rectify one aspect of the precarious employment situation that many thousands of people find themselves in.